everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Faris RDTA. This is a collaboration between Wotofo or Wotofo and Vape GeekQ8. This is a 2 mil capacity RDTA. It's actually a 2-in-1. Yeah, a 2-in-1. You can literally vape this as an RDTA with the little tank on the bottom, or you can convert it to an RDA and it's squonkable. So you've got so many different options with this thing. So we're going to go ahead and go down. I'm going to talk about it. Then we're going to come up. I'm going to give you a little bit more information, pros, cons, and yeah. So let's go. So here we are with the Faris RDTA by Wotofo, and actually designed by Vape GeekQ8. And this is the packaging that it comes in. And it's got the little kit contents right there. On the back it says Faris and Wotofo, or Wotofo, depending on which way you say it. And you open up the package like this. You're going to get your RDTA. Then you're going to get, let me show you a little secret on this, okay? I'm going to show you a little secret. You know how the package is really, really difficult to get this stuff out? If you just move over this little layer right here, you can actually pop everything out really, really easy. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. Not everybody can get these things out of the package, but it's super easy once you take that little layer off. So included, you're going to get an extra glass, but this is a frosted glass, and you're going to get an extra Delrin drip tip. This is made just black. I'm actually going to leave the one that comes with it on, but I did want to show you those. And then, of course, underneath this section, you're going to get your user manual. The user manual is more like a pamphlet of sorts. So you can actually go through it. Now this is like a 2-in-1, and I'm going to go over that more in detail with you, but this is actually the pamphlet. It does come in different languages. In addition to that, you're going to get some cotton. These are those shoestring cottons that Wotofo has. Then you're going to get some coils. These are made out of Nichrome 80. These will range out if you have a single coil, it's a 0.33. If it's like dual, it's going to be about half that. So that is the resistance for each coil. And then you're going to get a couple more things. You're going to get another baggie. This one here. This has some O-rings and some other parts. Let me just show you without getting those O-rings out. Okay, you're going to get this little tool here. This is actually to measure your coil legs with, so I'm going to show you how to do that. You're also going to get the 510 pins. And the 510 pins, these are actually solid. The one that comes installed is actually the squonk pin. Yes, squonk pin. So we're actually going to go over that because I'm going to be taking out that squonk pin and putting in the regular pin. Then you're going to get 2 of these guys here. Let me show you what those are. And we'll go over these as well. Let me go and get that other squonk pin out. I don't want to lose any of these O-rings. And then you're going to get this little disc. This disc here, this is actually to make it an RDA. So this RDTA does convert to an RDA. So I'm going to show you that as well. Let me just get that other 510 pin out. There we go. Okay, so that's that. And then, of course, you're going to get your Allen key and your... Well, I'm going to call that a Ken screwdriver because the Barbie one is the blue one. So we've got those pieces there. So now that we've showed you all that, I'm going to go over this and we're going to talk about everything in it. All right. Again, it does automatically come with the squonk pin already in it. It is a 24 millimeter in diameter RDTA. It does say Faris Wotofo. It's got Vape Geek's signature right there and his little logo. And then on one side, it's got the Faris logo. On the other, it's plain. It does have airflow on either side, 3 slits or 3 holes on each side, which do whatever you do to one side, it will happen to the other as well. You do get this fancy dancy gold speckle drip tip. It is 810 size, so you can use any 810 drip tip right here. It does have the O-ring right in there. And then you can take off the top, and we can take this off. This is the airflow. If you notice, this has got the conical design in it, so it's going to have great flavor because it's really, really close to the deck as well. So that's there. When you put it on, it does snap into place. The O-rings are a little bit snug when you first get it, but once you lube them up or you clean it, it will help them. Whatever you do to one side does happen to the other, and you can close them down one hole at a time. And then if you keep turning, it'll reopen, or you can turn it back the other way. Let's go ahead and take off this top cap. Okay, once you take off the top cap, it actually looks like this. And this is a very, very thin type of barrel, but I do like that it's thin. I don't like them heavy ones because it makes the Addy just way too heavy. But this is what the barrel looks like. And then you've got the postless deck. Now on the side of the postless decks, if you notice the airflow right there, the airflow is actually angled down. So it's going to hit right under your coils and then back up. So that's going to enhance the flavor as well as the conical shape on the top. And then you've got your wicking channels here. These are going to be where your legs are actually inserted. Then you've got Phillips head / flathead screwdrivers, or screws there. And then you've got this right here. This is actually the fill port. Some people might mistake this for being a plug that you have to take out in order to fill. But in all actuality, it's actually got an opening that is pressurized. So when you put in your Gorilla bottle or your Unicorn bottle or whatever, and you push it in, it will fill this up. This is to prevent leaking. So it's not something that you want to take out. You can take it out to clean it, but you don't have to take it out to fill it. It's just to prevent the leaking. So that way you know about that. And then of course I've got this all dirty already. And then you've got 2 ml capacity for your glass. To take it apart further, all you have to do is just unscrew the base like this. When you unscrew the base, this has also got the squonk pin in it, just like this one does. That's why there are 2 squonk pins, or 2 regular pins right here that I'm going to actually have to change out, because it does have the 2 because of the 2 pieces. Now, say for instance, I want to make this a squonking RDA. Well then, all I have to do instead of changing out the pin is just take this flat piece here and put it on like this, and now I've got an RDA that squonks. And that's it. It's literally just an RDA now. Your wicks would still go over here, your coil's there. It does take single or dual coil, whichever one that you want, you can actually use. If you do the single coil option though, that's when these little plugs come into play. If you do the single coil option, that's when you use these plugs, and you just literally just put it right there. It's a lot easier without camera. You put it in like this, you push them down, and there's going to be 1 on each side. What that does is it reduces the chamber for your wicking, so you don't need so much cotton, because as you know, with 2 coils, you're going to have a lot more cotton than you would with 1 single coil. So that you don't have to have such a massive coil with such a massive amount of cotton, they actually provide these, and there are 2, 1 for each side, so that you can actually put it in there to reduce the wicking chamber, which I think is ingenious, because I never thought of that. So that way you can actually run this as a single or a dual coil. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and just change out the pins and put in the regular standard pins, and then we'll taken out the squonk pins, and I put the regular pins in. For this one, it doesn't screw out. You just literally push it through the bottom and then put the other one back in, sort of like a plug. And then here all you need to do is just open up the screws, and as you open them, you'll see it actually open up from the inside as well. There we go. And then this one here. And then these 2, because I am going to be doing a dual coil build. But I wanted to show you that you can do a single coil, which some people do like single coil. So I think that's awesome that you can do that. Just go ahead and unscrew this one. Open it up, and I do have the gold one, but they do come in different colors. I love the gold, and you'll see why. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it on the mod. Haha, yep, my gold one, my Sigelli. So let me go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll put this on. Look at that, perfect match. Remember I said I want an RTA? Well, an RDTA will work. So we'll go ahead and do that. I am going to grab some coils. The coils that I want to use today are going to be my favorite fuse Claptons. These are by Coil Clout. These are made of nichrome 80. And yeah, so if you want to get some coils, you can actually go to coilclout.com. If you use Wendy 15, you will get 15% off. Why not? A deal is a deal is a deal. So I'm going to just take a couple of those out, and then I'm going to show you about this tool and how to cut them. So that tool that I mentioned earlier, taking it out of the package, what this is for is to cut your leads. So what you do is you actually slide your coil over to the end like this. And then you take your cutters and you're going to cut the same length, oh, piece of paper, the same length as the leg on here. So this is one. I always do this. And then you've got the other one. And this will help you get to the right length of coil without having to guess. And then there you go. You've got a coil. And then go ahead and do the same thing for the other one. So I think it's nice that they, sorry about the sucking of the teeth. I'm trying to stop doing that. It's nice that they gave you something to help you with the measurement for the legs. I think that that's awesome. And they provide it really easy. I mean, this is pretty easy and it's good. It's got to be at least a, I want to say 3.5 millimeter because these 3 millimeters are really, really easy. Now you can continue to use this if you want to help you place your coils. Personally, I do have my own method, so I'm going to go ahead and just use mine. So I like my little screwdriver thing. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put positive and negative. So this is your positive side, that's your negative side. So you're going to put one coil on each side, just like so you put it in like that, and then just go ahead and tighten them down. These are flatheads or Phillips, so might as well just use this one while I have it. Screw that one down nice and tight, and screw this one down. Make sure it's in there nice and snug. And then we'll go ahead and do the other one. Basically just using the screwdriver just as a placement tool. Put that in there, hold it down. Go ahead and screw that in. And then screw this one in. There we go. And now we can go ahead and straighten them out. What I'm going to do is just take this right here, just pull this over here, straighten this one out like this. And I'm going to move them a little bit closer to the airflow and center it just a little bit more. There we go. Do the same thing with this one. This one I want to bring in just a little bit because OCD can't have one without the other. A little bit over too much. There we go. There we go. Almost done. That looks good to me. So yeah, so there we go. Those are fully in, and we're gonna go ahead and just start dry firing them. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. It's got a clock, so don't let it fool you. And then we're gonna start off low. I'm gonna start off about 25 watts, just to start burning, dry firing the coils to get them to glow evenly. And get my ceramic tweezers. There we go. Just lightly strum them just to get them started. And then you can pinch. I love the gold on. Okay. Okay, so we've got those so firing. Today, I'm actually going to be using the cotton that was actually provided by Wotofo in the packaging because, well, it's the same thing that you're going to use, number one. And number two, I tend to like their cotton. I actually have some that was in the little container that I don't have in front of me, but yeah, you know what I mean, the little shoestring container, and I love it. I'm actually out of it. I need to get some more, but I love the feel of it. The texture is really, really nice. What I do is I just go ahead and just lightly fluff them through again so that they're not stiff and they're a little bit fluffier. I know that they come already fluffed supposedly, but for me, this is the way that I like to do it. And it just, to me, it looks a little bit better that way. So I just fluff it out a little bit with my fingers. And it gives it more, I don't know, I just love this texture of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this through. Again, shoestring method. So what you're going to do is you're going to put that right there, pull it through. And then what you can also do is to hold the other end of your cotton. It helps it go through just a little bit easier sometimes, especially the fluffier that it is. So I can just do that. Look how fluffy that is. I love that. Love it, love it. And then do the other side. Put that through. And then once again, I'm going to grab the other side as well. Oops. Just grab the other side of this right here. and it helps it just go through a little bit smoother. So there we go. Pull this out just a little bit more, and then we'll start cutting. My scissors are a little gunky. Okay, so what I'm going to do to cut this is I don't want it all the way in the glass. For an RDTA, you do not need it to run all the way to the bottom. You actually have a natural vaping method, which is to tilt your device. Whenever you're vaping, you always tilt. That natural tilt will actually wet your cotton. As long as you don't have it choked out in the wicking channels, you're going to be just fine. Trust me. So what I like to do is just measure to right about the top of the glass. And then with e-liquid, it'll go just a little bit longer. So right about there. And then I'll go ahead and do this one the same. Just there we go. And then top of the glass here. And then right there, the same. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and fluff these out just a little bit more. And the reason being is because I want wispies at the end. Wispies at the end are actually going to help you get the liquid to go up in a capillary action. So I am going to just leave some wispies there. Cut this off a little bit more. There we go. Oh, that extra cotton. And then, yeah, to me it's still just a little bit too thick, as we cannot choke it off. If you choke it off, it will not wick properly, I promise you. So I just go ahead and do this a little bit more. There we go. So I'm not taking off a lot. It looks like I am, but I'm not. And then you're going to go ahead and put it down and put it down. Okay, there we go. I'm actually going to get it from the bottom in a minute. And then we're going to do the other side. Same way. Wispies and down. Still a little bit thick here. And just feel it. Once you've been wicking for a while, you can feel the difference. You just know if it's going to be a problem or not. And there we go. And just put this one in. There we go. And then this one's going to go in. Now what I'm going to do is actually take this off of the mod, because what I'm going to do is I want to get in from the bottom. Now you won't have to do this every time you fill it, but when you do wick it for the first time, you probably will. I do it because I want to make sure that I'm actually getting everything in the bottom, but you see how it's kind of stuck? I'm just going to pull that through, because I do want it to come through. I don't want it to be stuck in that channel. So just go ahead and pull it through. There we go. There we go. Just bring it through, because it is a little caught up. I'm just making sure that it's going through there and through here. This part can be sometimes a pain in the butt more than anything else. Now I actually want to thin this out just a little bit more. I can feel the thickness. I don't want it to be that way. So I'm going to thin this out just a little bit more. You can literally feel it in the wicking channel, how thick it is. So I'm just going to do that. Cut that again. I know half the cotton's gone now, right? Push this one through. Let's get that one through first. Go. There we go. And put the other one through. There we go. Bring that one out. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check the other side. A little bit. This one feels a little bit thick. Okay, I'll just put this in. There we go. All right. Nice and tidy now. Okay, so again, you see the wispies? Those are the parts that are actually going to be catching the e-liquid to bring it up to the coil. And that's what's going to help you out. Now, one thing I do want you to test is whenever you have an RDTA like this, one thing you want to make sure is that you can at least get one of these legs through here. The reason being is because that means that there's a little bit of space for air to travel, because if there's no air and it's too choked off, it will not wick properly. So you see how I have a lot of room there? That's what you want. And then there we go. I have wispies, but it's not like fully out. So it's gonna get its e-liquid, I promise you. Trust me on these. I love these. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put this back on. Just like this, just screw it together. And you're gonna just see it over the top. There we go, catch into the groove. And we'll put this back over here. And now let me show you how to fill it. Okay, now for my e-liquid, I am going to be using my Royal Mojito. It's a watermelon mojito with a touch of lime on the end, and I'm like obsessed with it again. It's like I go through these obsessions, it's crazy. And this is by Queen by Wendy Vapes. The information is down below. Now, what I was telling you about that plug, watch. You push, and it goes in. You see? It looks like there's no opening, but there is. And a lot of people are going to mistake this as having to remove the plug, but you don't have to remove it. It's actually one of those, it's sort of like the tanks that look like this, that have like that silicone in it when you're, in that fill hole. That's what it looks like, but it's actually there. You don't have to take that out, so don't worry about that. So that to me is not a con, because hey, it's not going to leak. See? No leaking. It actually holds everything in. Really, really cool. Okay, let me go ahead and turn this on. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me unlock it. Okay, turn it up. Okay. Get this out of here real quick. Fire. Okay, check atomizer. Go 1, 2, 3 to unlock, and then raise it. And let us start wetting our wicks. And put some juice right there. And it doesn't matter if it goes in the bottom, because hey, it's an RDTA. So this is the point where you get to over drip as much as you want. Now for the first time, again, it's going to be wicking on its own, but for the very first time, I always suggest to do this. First of all, you're wetting the cotton within the coil. Very, very, very important, because if you don't, you will get dry, like cottony taste, or sometimes a burnt taste, because the cotton is burning within the coils because it's not saturated. So you just want to do it the very, very first time. And then when you're done, all you do is you take this. Oh, I did forget to mention. Right here and right here, there's a notch. That notch actually coincides with the notches here. There's one there and there's one there. And they line up the airflow perfectly. So you just want to make sure that you get that right. Notch on there. It's all snug. And that's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, look at that. See, the juice is already soaked up. I had it full and now it's empty. And I haven't even tilted it. You see it? So let's go on top. We'll take a vape. Hey, so here we are back on top. And yes, I've been vaping the shit out of it. So sorry about that. I got a lot of vapor in here. So before anything, I'm going to go ahead and have a vape so that you can see the vapor production. You hear how smooth it is? Amazing, amazing flavor. Amazing, amazing vapor production. You get the best of both worlds with this. You're going to get an RDTA if you want to have that 2 ml capacity. I have it filled now. Don't forget though that with that fill hole that I showed you earlier, this little thing is not a plug. It's a fill hole. So you're going to take the tip of your bottle and push it through. Make sure that it pushes through and then fill it up. Once you do that, you have absolutely no problems. It's not going to leak. Nothing's going to come out. So you're good to go. So I do want to mention that again, because some people might think of it as a plug. It's not a plug. You don't have to take it out. I promise you. All of them are made that way. That's why it's kind of unique, because of the fact that they did include that. So I did want to mention that. 2 ml capacity for the juice. Turn it into an RDA if you want. It comes with a squonk pin, so it is a squonkable RDTA or RDA. So you've got so many options with this thing. I I love the looks of it. Again, this is the gold one and it looks freaking sick on this. I mean, absolutely beautiful. But it does come in different colors. It comes in rainbow. This color, I want to say black, gunmetal. I forgot the other color, but I think it comes in like 4 different colors. It's really, really nice. You can take it apart. You can do single or dual coil. It comes with those little inserts, which I really love. That definitely beats the game for most of the RDTAs, because the other RDTAs usually used to have like that side plug when it was like a velocity style deck. This is a postless deck, so the only way to actually reduce that would be to put those little slots in, which I think are great, the little plugs. Reducing your cotton so that you don't have to put a whole bunch of cotton in there. You just have enough for the single coil. You can put some beefy coils if you want. You don't have to use the plugs if you don't want to, but that's up to you depending on how you build. I like the airflow. I like mine currently all the way open, but the good news is that if you close it down, it's still most of the way hitting your coils. But if you close it down too much, it's not going to. I actually close it down to 2 holes, so I'll have a vape. It just enhances the flavor, I promise you. Wow. And I know what my juice tastes like. I like the fact that you can adjust the airflow and you don't have to worry about it spinning because it is locked, so you just have to move it either way so that you can adjust the airflow. I love the fact that it comes with an A10 drip tip, so you can use any of your Goon style A10 drip tips. The airflow is super, super smooth. The flavor is amazing. You do have a 2 ml capacity. I wish that it was a little bit bigger, but that's just my opinion. But for an RDTA, it works just fine. It does come with the frosted glass, so if you like the frosted type of look, you can use it and you can still see your liquid through it. It's not as clear as a plain one, but you can still see through it. The airflow being slanted, it's getting right under my coils and then coming up, and the flavor is immense. It's really, really good. It's so good. It really is. Having the option to convert this to an RDA, standard RDA, or if you have a squonk mod and you want to put on that, you can put in the squonk pin. Or if you want it as an RDTA and you want a squonk, you can do that too. That way you're not filling up the reservoir yourself. You're actually just going to go ahead and squonk and it'll go into here. Another thing is that little plug or the fill hole is actually called the Duckbill Valve. Because when you squeeze it, if you were to take it out, if you squeeze it, the other side of it, it opens up almost like a duckbill, like a mouth. So that is really, really unique. I love the fact that you just push your bottle in, as long as it goes in all the way, and you can feel it, you really can. And then it'll fill up and then you just pull it out and the plug is still there and it's not gonna leak at all. This thing does not leak at all. The only way that you can get this to leak is if you don't have enough cotton in it and you hold it upside down. But look, it's not leaking like this. It's not leaking like this. It's literally leak proof if you build it the right way. If you notice, my cotton is not hanging all the way down. It's just barely right underneath the glass. It's just wispies that are hanging out, but it's not a lot of cotton, and it wicks up sufficiently. You don't have to do anything because the natural order of vaping is tilting it. So it's definitely going to be getting, it's going to be wicking and getting juiced up properly. Let me see. I'm trying to think if there was anything I forgot to mention. Nope, I wrote all my notes down. There are a couple cons. The biggest con for me is going to be this gets hot. If you're chain vaping, depending on your resistance, which the resistance on these coils is coming out to a 0.18, which to be honest with you, the coils that come with it, if you put in a dual set, are going to come out to about the same. But it does get hot. I want to mention that. It does get hot. I wish that their drip tip was just a little bit taller so that your mouth is not so close to this. So I did want to mention that. Another thing that I want to mention is, which is not really, there's really nothing that they can do about it, to be honest with you, because it is an RDTA. And on most RDTAs, you have to look through the bottom, or you have to unscrew the bottom so that you can see where the wicks are coming through so that you can go ahead and adjust them. Definitely not a con because that's how they are made. There's not one that I haven't had to do that with, so I can't really call it a con, but I do want to make it known to you that you will probably need to do that. those are the only two real cons that I have with this. I don't have any other con because it's got great flavor. Great, look at this clouds. Amazing clouds, amazing flavor. You can do so much with this. I think that having it says 2-in-1, but really it's like a 4-in-1 if you think about all the different options that you can get. So I did want to bring this to you. I'm happy that Wotofo sent this to me for review. I'm happy to bring it to you. If you're interested in this or you have any questions about it and you're not sure about it, please leave it in the comments below. I do answer every single comment. Yeah, that's it until the next one. Okay, and then where you can get it. I think myvapro.com, which there's a link down below. Brad's Vapor, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be getting this. I haven't confirmed with him or not, but if he does get this, that link is down below as well. And it also has a coupon code, Wendy Vapes 10 will get you 10% off of anything that he has, as long as it's not a pre-order. And like Element Vape and things like that, you can also go to the Wotofo website itself, wotofo.com, and get some additional information if you want to. Again, this is a 24mm RDTA. It does multiple different functions, easy to fill, easy to vape, easy to look at because it's gorgeous. And yeah, so that's it for my review, and until the next one.